Okay, the timing of Trump's indictment is raising eyebrows among the former president's defenders. The charge is unsealed as the FBI briefed members of the House Oversight Committee on allegations that Joe Biden himself was involved in a $5 million bribery scheme with foreign nationals during his time as vice president. That was briefed to the panel. Remember, they came into a secure room in the Capitol the other day. They looked at these documents. So the question now to you guys, to this panel, is the Department of Justice being politicized? Alex, we've heard time and time again that there is a double standard here from Republicans who say that they raised the Hillary Clinton question, they raised the Joe Biden question, and President Trump himself has raised the question and the issue and the allegation that Joe Biden and the admission by Joe Biden that he, too, had classified documents.
That's right. You know, Republicans are really playing up here that the Department of Justice is politicized. And I think it is worth noting that sloppy things happen. The current president, as you mentioned, brought classified documents home. Former Vice President Mike Pence brought classified documents. Theirs apparently were less serious than what former President Trump did, but it happens, yes, definitely. But I think that the fact that Republicans are pushing out this narrative that it's unfair to them, it's unfair to Trump, that just plays with the base, that plays with voters, whether it's true or not. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the House Judiciary Committee to buttress your argument or what you were just talking about. A tweet, 2 words: witch hunt. That's what that's what they tweeted out. But it's not a solid wall of Republicans getting behind. It's mostly electeds, even his rivals, getting behind President Trump here. One exception was Senator Romney. If we could put that up on the screen, of course, he is sort of the outlier oftentimes when it comes to Republicans. He says Mr. Trump brought these charges upon himself by not only taking classified documents, but by refusing to simply return them when given numerous opportunities to do so. Chris, what's the upside for rivals of the president in the Republican race to get behind the president?
Well, you know, here, you don't want to be seen as siding against Trump. But I want to go back to what you said about what they say about the Bidens. And I've been thinking a lot about Hunter Biden today. And I've been thinking a lot about what he owes his dad. And I've been thinking a lot about what he owes his country. And the Democratic Party is going through a lot of abuse over Hunter Biden. And Hunter Biden is using every legal method, and it's legal, he's allowed to do it, at his disposal to try to avoid gun charges that he faces for lying allegedly on a gun application, on tax evasion charges, and on these other matters. And I wonder, when will Hunter Biden surrender himself to authority? When will he go throw himself on the mercy of the court and say, I'm sorry? Because the thing is this. When Republicans say we live in a banana republic, there's no justice for anybody, we can do it. And so what they're saying is, if you guys get away with crimes, we should be able to get away with crimes too. And this is where Hunter Biden needs to take a stand and submit himself and quit trying to drag his party through all of this.
For the sake of his father.
For the sake of his dad, for the sake of his party, for the sake of the country.
Okay, we're going to have to move on.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.